What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. We are back. This is Love After Lockup, Season 3, Episode 53. So listen, we pick up with Shane and Lindsay where we left off after Lindsay finds out that Shane, he lied about hooking up with men, but he wasn't really hooking up with men. He was just doing his OnlyFans thing, and he was flirting with men for the money. And he was like, now she need to take a lie detector test. And of course, she ain't trying to take no lie detector test because, hell, hers might come back positive too. So then she says, listen, I'll take a lie detector test if you agree to go to marriage counseling. Because we really should have went to marriage counseling from the beginning. He was like, you know what? That's fine. If I go to marriage counseling, no, she said, and if the counselor says I should, then I will. And I'm thinking to myself, he ain't put all them stipulations on him taking a lie detector test. If he wants you to take one, I feel like you should take one just like he took one. Then he went on to say, listen, we both do the OnlyFans and all of that. Matter of fact, she set up my profile. And her thing was, yeah, I did introduce him to it, and I brought him into this world, but I don't have a problem with him flirting with other women. I got a problem with him flirting with the men. And I was thinking, but if he ain't doing nothing with the men or with the women, and he just getting money out of it, what you mad for? Like, if the purpose of setting up an OnlyFans is to make money off of whatever it is that y'all doing over to the OnlyFans, what you mad if he flirting? If he ain't really hooking up with these people and he ain't really spending no time with these people, I bet you flirt with other women. Lindsay, I promise you, a woman done hit you up on your OnlyFans and you have flirted with her. See, it's the double standard for me. It is the double standard for me. So it's okay for you to flirt with other women, but he can't flirt with another man. If he ain't doing nothing, he ain't crossing the line. He getting that money. And that what this whole thing is about, is getting the money. Anyway, so that is Shane and Lindsay, child. I can't with them. I just can't. And then later on, John is trying to call Lindsay. Lindsay ends up blocking John. And John said, I ain't tripping. That's what she does. She blocks my number when she don't want the person that she with to know that she talking to me. It's cool. I'll hear from her. Listen. This back and forth love triangle, I just can't with the three of them. I'm over it. And I hope Shane is over it. Because I kind of like Shane. And I think that Lindsay, the way she plays both of them back and forth, I think that Lindsay, you are a horrible person. And listen, I tell people all the time, you cannot control your feelings, but you can control how you act. And you can't control whether the fact that you're still in love with John. But you can absolutely control how you act and how you treat Shane. Okay? That you can do. Moving on. I'm not doing that. Brittany and Ray, listen, I feel so sorry for Ray. Look, y'all, I am nobody's doctor. I didn't go to nobody's school, and I don't know nothing about Ray. I ain't know Ray before he went to jail, during, or after. But I feel like Ray is depressed. Is it me, or does he just feel like he has no emotion? There's no emotion when he's happy. There's no emotion when he's sad. There's no emotion when he's irritated. Like, his voice is always monotone. I mean, I'm not saying that is what depression is, because I'm not saying that. But it's something. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's something there, though. So anyway, Ray is talking to Brittany about, he going to hook up with his cousin. Brittany think that they're going to spend the day together because they finally got a day off, because now that he's working and she's working, they don't always have a lot of time to spend together. And so she thinking, we about to lay in the bed all day and practice making babies. And he was like, well, you know what? I just got in touch with my cousin. Find out he lived right down the street. So we're going to hang out today. And that's what I'm doing today. And she was like, what are you talking about? That is not okay. That is not acceptable. And he was like, what you mean? She was like, we supposed to be spending time together. Like, I'm your woman. I'm your first priority. He was like, girl, I was on an ankle bracelet for 90 days. I was literally here all day, every day, for 3 months. Couldn't go nowhere, couldn't do nothing. You had me at your beck and call. Why is it a problem if I want to go and spend time with my friends or with my family? She was like, well, why can't I go? He said, because it ain't that kind of party. It ain't that kind of party. Well, I don't know nothing about this man. You ain't never mentioned him. You ain't never talked about him. I don't know this cousin. He just said he got back in touch with him, that he ain't talked to this cousin in a while. He just has said that. Listen. Y'all. I can't do this. I can't do the insecure woman like that. Like, I just cannot. I get it if I would understand if y'all don't really, like, I get the whole, now that he's working, we don't spend a lot of time together. But like he said, I was literally tied to this place for 3 months. We lived together. Why I can't go spend a couple of hours? Even if it was somebody, it could have been from somebody from work that he just met. It could have been somebody he met down to the damn barbershop that he thought is cool, and they want to go to the bar, have a couple of drinks, and shoot the shit. Why are you so controlling and so jealous that you feel like this man can't go out and spend a couple of hours with somebody other than you? That is a surefire way for him to be gone, because ain't nobody trying to deal with that. Like, he gonna call his parole officer and get his address changed down to his grandma's house, because grandma has made it clear, baby, hey, you can stay here, grandma got you. All right. So later on in the episode, she sees so when he get ready to leave, he dresses up. He don't got on jeans and t-shirt, honey. He got on khakis and a button up, and he does look kind of nice. It's ironed and all creases and everything. And she said, "What you all dressed up for?" And he was like, "Cause I'm going out. Like, I don't get to dress up. I'm going out. Like, I want to look nice. What's the problem?" Now here's the thing. This might be a situation where Ray might be that kind of dude. There are some people that when they dress up to go to the damn grocery store, that's just who they are. There are other people that wear jeans and t-shirt everywhere that they feel like it's appropriate. Okay, it just goes back and forth. It just goes back and forth, back and forth. And so Ray might be that kind of person. Like, maybe you don't know. Like, maybe he's that dude. Maybe he's that dude. I don't know, but he was dressed up a little bit. Anyway, so then we have later on in the episode, she talking to her friend, right? And she's telling her friend how she don't trust him. And she's giving her, and her friend, listen, when you have friends like this, you got a problem. You don't need friends like this in your life. Because, see, I'm the kind of friend that would have been like, girl, you tripping. Chill out. You're tripping. Brittany talking about, I got to find the phone app on his phone, and I know where he is, and he not too far. He really ain't that far away. Okay, so then he's where he said he was. If he say his cousin lived down the street and he was down the street, that's where the hell he, girl, if you don't sit back and have some good, listen, your girlfriend came over to the house. If you don't put on some makeup, throw some clothes on, and go out and have yourself a good time with your friends, because the way you talking, I'm sure you've been neglecting your friends just like he been neglecting his. Girl, go out and have a day. Go to the spa. Go have some cocktails. Go to brunch. Go enjoy yourself. And then when he come home and you come home, y'all can make some babies tonight. But I'm that friend. Okay, and I like to surround myself with people who are the same person to me. I need you to let me know when because we all do trip. We do that. Let's be clear. Women and men trip. We get in our heads and we start coming up with the worst case scenario, and we start thinking what it is and what it isn't and all this other stuff. Boom. But what I need you to do, I need you to have a friend around you that says, girl, bring it down to $1 million. We good. We're going. Now, if he makes it a habit, now you can put your antenna up. If he start having mysterious play dates with cousins you never heard of on a regular basis, okay, now the antenna goes up. But the first time he decide he want to go out with somebody other than you, girl, chill out. Anyway. Christiana and John. So it is the wedding day. Okay, we're getting ready for the wedding. John's daughter is telling him, listen, I'm not feeling this. This is not a good idea. What if she relapses again? Ain't nobody got time for that. You keep making bad decisions. I keep trying to tell you they bad decisions, and you don't care how I feel. You don't care about my feelings. You don't care about my opinion, and I am sick of it, okay? I love you, Dad, but you are not listening to me. And John is like, listen, I hear you. Your objection is noted, but I'm the adult, you're the child, and I'm going to make these decisions. This is who I am. This is who I love. And please don't think for one moment that I'm not nervous or worried about a relapse, because I am. I know that it can happen. I know that that is a legitimate concern, okay? Please know that. Please understand that. But I also need you to understand that I love her, and we're going to rock Bonnie and Clyde, baby. Now, on the other side, Christina's mom is basically saying the same thing. Like, listen, I hope John is a good guy. I want this to work for you. I want you to be happy. But at the end of the day, I am nervous because I got my third eye on John. And it's something about him I don't like. I ain't liked it and I didn't like it. I don't like it and I won't like it. And then she started talking about, her two daughters and how both of her daughters ended up on drugs. And like, what did she do wrong as a mom? And I understand that. I can understand a parent saying, listen, I had two kids. I did the best I could. And both of my daughters ended up back and forth in jail, and both of them ended up on drugs. What did I do wrong? And Christiana said, listen, you didn't do anything wrong, Mom. Like, you were a good mother. Like, we was just out there doing what the fuck we was doing. Okay? I love you and you good. And she worried about Tara. Why isn't Tara coming? Why ain't Tara coming? Is Tara coming? Is Tara coming? And her mama told her, if you don't stop worrying about Tara, if Tara don't come, then she said, listen, Tara is for the streets. All right? We don't really need her here. Now, mind you, she don't know that John told Tara not to come. Which I think was kind of effed up. Because if he did it because he legitimately is concerned about the bad influence, that'd be one thing. But that ain't it. He just don't want her there because it's inconvenient to him. And I think that's effed up. But anyway. Then Christina's son shows up. Listen. It was a touching moment, but there was absolutely no emotion from either one of them. Like, the emotion just was not there. I mean, I'm glad you're here. Me too. I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you. Me too. Mom, every time you got out of jail, you said you weren't going to go back, but then you did. Now, I mean, of course, they did she did cry and everything, but when her son walked in there, now, she must have known he was already coming, because when he walked in there, if she didn't know he was coming, she's supposed to fall out on the floor and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy you were here. Oh my gosh, this means so much to me. So she must have known he was coming, because her reaction didn't say she was surprised or shocked. But she did apologize, and she said, listen, I cannot change the past, but I do want to let you know that I love you, and I'm going to do everything in my power not to repeat it. Like, she said, I have never wanted to stay clean so badly in my life. And so I believe her. I believe she really wants to do this. I believe that the intention is absolutely there. I do. And I pray for her, because, listen, that addiction thing ain't easy. It's not easy. It is not easy. Anyway. Lisa is saying, listen, first of all, Lisa, if you don't go do something to that raggedy ass hair, I am so sick of that raggedy ass hair. Put on a wig. Like, your hair had to have grown by now. You got a little more length to it. You can do something with a style. I still don't understand why you think that looks good. I still don't understand what you see when you look in the mirror. Anyway, Stan comes home. He bringing her flowers. And listen, I will say this. Like Lisa said, that the flowers look like he picked them up at a gravesite. I will say this. They were some sorry looking flowers. They look like the flowers. They're not even the flowers you can get from the grocery store, from the little florist area. They're not even that. Like, they really look like he bought them on the side of the road from somebody who was selling flowers. Like, you know how people, I don't know about in y'all area, but in my area, near the cemetery, there are people out there that sell flowers. Like, if you on your way into the cemetery, go visit a loved one, they have people out there selling flowers. That's what those look like. It looked like those flowers. I will say that, okay? It wasn't even a dozen. It was like a half dozen roses. Where they do that at, Stan? Stan said, because you ain't took me down in that dungeon lately, so you don't get a whole dozen roses. You get a half a dozen roses, okay? So, of course, she asked Stan what he been doing. Oh, nothing. I just been out riding around thinking. She was like, oh, really? And she keeps making these comments about being honest and honesty. And are there any more secrets? You sure there are no more secrets? You sure there's nothing else you hiding from me? Oh, well, I think honesty is the best policy. And Stan is like, listen, she is clearly dropping hints about something, but I ain't lied to her about nothing. And then his next confessional, he says, well, I ain't lied to her about nothing that important. Well, see, what's important to you and what's important to her might be two different things. Because if what you're saying about you ain't lied about what's important, meaning maybe I'm not quite a millionaire, I'm only a 500,000 there. Okay. You lying about talking to other women. I mean, we're talking about two different levels of lying. We're talking about two different levels of lying. So then Lisa says, listen, my girl is coming over. We're going to hang out. I need some money. I wish one day I could just be this bold. Listen, Lord, bring me a sugar daddy. I wish I could just be that bold to talk to somebody like pure D shit for 2-3 days, but every time I'm ready to go somewhere, I'm like, give me some money. And they do it. Cause Stan was like, well, let me go see how much cash I got on me. He give her $70. She talking about something, this ain't enough, which really it ain't. I mean, she going out hanging out with her friends, and then she said she want to get an outfit. That really ain't a lot of money. But I'm thinking the man has given you like $15,000 in the last, what, 3-4 months? I mean, anyway, her friend eventually shows up, and Stan is looking out the window like, something just ain't right. Like, I'm looking at them, I'm looking at the body language, and I feel like there's a little bit more here, because she ain't never told me about this chick. I mean, this chick done rolled up on my house like she owned the place. Oh, no, I got my eyes on you. Okay? Last but not least, we got Dante, Tara, and Nicole. Listen. Dante says, you know what? I think I might give this poly situation a try because I really love Nicole. And I know that y'all think I'm stupid, but it is what it is. Love, don't listen. You can't control who you love. And I keep telling y'all, you are absolutely correct. You cannot control who your emotions are, what your emotions are. But what you can control are your actions, sir. You absolutely can control whether you continue to let Nicole manipulate your ass. It might hurt. You might not like it, and it might not feel real good in the moment. But I promise you, you can control. You can control that, sir. Moving on. I'm just going to move on. So, then they go out to lunch. So Nicole, Tara, and Dante are there. They're at lunch, and Nicole is nervous. Dante gonna say, I mean, I ain't really attracted to you like that, but I mean, if we want to make this happen, I guess we can make this happen. And of course, Tara goes all the way off because Tara is like, ain't nobody fucking you. And of course, her and Dante end up getting into it, and they go back and forth. And he's disrespectful to her, and she's disrespectful to him. But her thing is, listen, I don't know what you're talking about. This whole poly relationship thing, that is not what I signed up for. And let's be clear. I absolutely, positively am not sleeping with no man. I don't sleep with men. So I don't know what you thought this poly thing was going to be like. I don't know what your vision of this was. But clearly, a threesome is never going to happen. And so Dante was like, listen, so they got to going back and forth. And Dante was like, listen, I ain't scared of you. I'm a Marine, bruh. Please understand I'm not scared of you. Tara was like, ain't nobody scared of you either. Like, what you trying to do? And Nicole is in the middle, upset, crying, because her thing is, she absolutely thinks that Tara will whoop Dante's ass. I don't think that's the case. I really don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I know that you think that Tara is a Billy badass. And I know that you done probably seen Tara whoop many people ass up in jail. Like, I get that. And I think she might give Dante a run for his money. But one, Dante is a Marine. And I don't think we can discount that. The man has been trained to kill. I just don't think we can discount that the man was a Marine. I'm sorry. I know Dante look, people laughing at him and think he a fool and he a sucker for love. But what I don't think he is a punk. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think he that. Even if he was the worst Marine, he probably, again, he was trained to be a killer. I'm just saying. Like, we ain't talking about the Army, with no disrespect to the Army. But the Marines are the first in. They are killed. I mean, they are trained to be killers. And I feel like Dante absolutely knows that he would have whooped Tara's ass. Now, like I said, I think she'd have gave him a run for his money. They'd have been tussling. But I think when it was all over said and done, Tara would have been yelling, uncle. That's just my opinion now. That's just me. But Nicole's thing is, if Tara stand up, it's going to be a fight, and Tara's ass is going back to jail. You right. She is. Because that's going to be some assault. That's going to be in public on camera. Yeah, she going back to jail. Nicole get upset, child. She goes back inside the restaurant, orders a double shot of Henny. Okay? She said, I need to calm my nerves. So Dante walks off, but he comes back and he does apologize to Tara. He said, listen, it was a misunderstanding. I misunderstood what you were saying. My bad. Tara says, I don't accept your apology because you disrespected me and I don't do that disrespect shit. Dante's thing is he wants to stay in the picture because he feels like eventually Nicole will get tired of Tara and then he will have her all to himself. That's not going to happen. I hate to be the one to tell you that it's not how this is going to happen. That's not how it's going to break down, sir. Nicole was like, I don't know what he was thinking about. I wasn't talking about a poly relationship with us having sex. I was talking about you just give us money. What? That's not a poly relationship at all. That's not the definition of a poly nothing. That is a sponsor, is what that is called. You want Dante to sponsor your lifestyle. That is what you want. And Dante, let me say this, sir. And I'm going to say this and then I'm going to be done with it because I like you, Dante. I'll be following you down to the Instagram. I don't know if you're going to see this video or not. But, sir, I could even see if you got a piece of the poo-poo. But from what we know, you ain't even smelled the poo-poo. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.